we are live again to carry on with our graphics design. Yes, quite a number of people can hear me, and so let me do a welcome back again. Guys, welcome back to the day 2 of the graphics design experience that we started yesterday. And we really want to appreciate everyone that joined. It was an amazing experience. If you were not here yesterday, bros, you missed a lot, I must confess. So please, I want to beg you, just go back and then check the recorded version of this live section that we have yesterday after this meeting tonight, and then you will be able to catch up. Yes, people can hear me now. So village people are in trouble. They will not succeed over us. Yeah. I want to welcome you to the day 2 of this graphics design experience. I want you to just put in the comment section wherever you are joining us from. So let me just go back to my home page for Canva. So I'm going to slide this back. Remember, I'm using Canva to do my presentation. That's one amazing thing about Canva that you should also celebrate. So I'm using Canva for my presentation. Please just take note that that is what we're using. All right. So when you come back to your Canva, for you are opening your Canva. I don't expect you to be opening your phone now. Just pay attention. Then while we are done, you will practice whatsoever we have done so far. Just pay good attention. If you are writing things down, you can pin them down. All right. Let's move on. So when you open your Canva and you will just come to the plus sign here. That means you want to initiate a new project. So you will tap on it, and once you have done that, if you can see my screen, please put it in the comment section. Let me know that people can see my screen, so that I will not just be wasting time on that. So please, if you can see my screen, kindly just put it in the comment section, and then we'll be fine. If you can see my screen, put it in the comments. See it. All right, fine. So people can see my screen. So let's move on. And then we'll just go to the search bar and just type Instagram. The one beauty that Canva has again is that the ability to help you get the size that works for major platforms like the social media platforms. Maybe you are doing ID card, you are doing complimentary card, so you are doing a letterhead and all that. So for other softwares, you may be having issues to just have to define that by yourself. But with Canva, you can honestly just do it all by just typing the name of what you are looking for, and then the sizes will pump up. And if you are doing something like a billboard, then that will not require a special tax on your end to calculate what the length and the width of your design will look like. But for the purpose of this tutorial, please, we will just go on with what I have here. So I want people to suggest in the comment section, should we go for Instagram square size, that's 1080 by 1080, or we should go for the portrait? Yes, the portrait is the long one, so that is 1080 by 1350. These are the two options that we have. Please, I want your contribution, and I will appreciate if it will be fast so that we can run fast. Yeah. All right. I'm waiting to see comments from my people. Which size do you want us to choose? I'm designing for you. You are my boss. Yes, we are choosing Instagram. Okay, someone said it's square size. Portrait guys are leading. Yes. Okay, so the highest vote, we just go with what we have. A lot of people are going for 1080 by 1080. So we just go for 1080 and then 1080. The moment you select that, your screen will begin to load templates, for you from Canva. All right, so let's wait and see what is coming up. Okay. I want to believe my network is fine. All right, so it's loading. All right, so it's loading. Oh, I actually chose 1080 by 1350. So let's go back so that I can pick the right thing. Let me go back and just initiate a new one. Sorry for going against your wish, my lord. All right, so we are going for 1080 by 1080. So I'm picking it again. So that's the square size. Mind you, this square size on Instagram will equally work for your Facebook. So you don't have issue. You don't get problem. Yes. Oh, no problem at all. Back at the damwa. I'll speak the Igbo version tomorrow. All right, so let's move on. Now, when you click that, the first thing that Canva will want to do is to bring to you template suggestions that you should work with. Now, I advise people that don't go for Canva templates. The templates that you are seeing there, somebody, did them. You too, you can design. Just like tomorrow I will start doing some giveaways, on this platform, and I will make sure that it's actually going well. It's fine. So tomorrow is going to be fun. It's going to be grand finale, and then don't just miss it. If you miss tomorrow like this, carry your load and just go meet village people. All right. So Canva, we want to give you a template, and I'm trying to establish the fact that, see, these templates were, put up by some people. Are you getting it? Some people put up these templates. They are human being like you. Tomorrow I'll be doing giveaway. You say you can do giveaway. Kayrand pay people school fees. We visit. Just do some kind of free givings to people. Kayrand is that rich, like you think. It's just like you. Are you getting it? But what I'm trying to say is that you can also impact lives. You can also take steps and people will follow. You they swear for you, say make you they follow people all your life. Lead, let them follow you. Canva has accommodated templates like this. You see, and the crazy thing about this template, I'll be saying one or two things so that I can, help polish your ideas about what we're doing. One crazy thing about most of these templates that you're seeing is that a lot of them are violating graphic design rules. But you don't know. Just because one software gives you assume is the right thing, and you use it foolishly. You understand? Some of them are not obeying some things like, alignment rules, spacing rule, and the negative spacing rule. And there are a lot of rules that are just surrounding graphics design. So if you just pick template and then you're on your own, that's one. Disadvantage number two, if you pick templates to use, you understand, you just discover that you can see the moment I open it, I'm seeing this. You too, if you open it, you will see similar thing. With time, if all of us are template editors and we are not graphics designers, somebody said my screen is blurry. It must be from your hand though. Are you sure you are in Nigeria? Maybe you dey Cotonou. Come back to Lagos, please. Life is good in Nigeria here. All right, so let's go on. So if we begin to use this stuff, over and over, we will begin to have common designs everywhere. So somebody said the screen is very clear. So you that are not seeing it very well, go and borrow network, please. Maybe your network is bad. So all right, so you will begin to turn out common designs, and before you know it, imagine say GTB gave you design to do Happy New Month, and you run down here to come and just carry template and use. You now finish your design, and then your design is looking like what one girl that is selling makeup for 5 naira, no, for 5 naira makeup, that is doing makeup of, let's say, 100 naira or 200 naira. Sorry, ladies, I don't know how much you guys are doing your makeup, but let's assume that is doing something at a ridiculous price. How do you feel a brand like GTB? How do you feel they will feel towards your design? You won't go far if all you do is to come here and then edit templates. And let me tell you, all softwares have templates, but people don't. Microsoft has templates. Go and check. Are you using it to write your letter? Do you understand? So a lot of them have templates, but we don't use them. Don't let us waste our time, and then let us just move on. So we don't want to use this template. So what do? You just go out of this place. So if you are using Android phone like my own here, just slide back. And if you are using iPhone, find a way to just go out of that scene. Now, village people fool those templates, leave them and come to the blank space. So let's start life in the real sense. All right, so this is our blank space that we have here. The moment you come to your blank space like this, in any design that you're doing, the first thing you give priority is your background. You work on your background. And remember, I told you every element that you're going to be using in your design will wear a color. So for the background, the only thing I'm just going to do is to give it a color. If you want to use a picture for your background, you bring it in at that point in time. Why this is important is that the moment you start putting things on it, and then maybe you now finally finish your work, you want to now go back to work on the background, you find it difficult to It's like you arrange books on themselves, heaps of books, kind of, and then you now want to pick the one on the ground part. You can know how disfigured it will look, and then how it will distort your design or arrangements right from time. So it is always advisable, please always work with your background first before you move on. And we have 4 different types of backgrounds in graphics design. All these are well explained and spelled out in my masterclass course. If you are not there, you are losing. Yeah, you are losing, honestly, because you will know how to create those backgrounds. You can, of course, get backgrounds online, but be careful because of copyright. You can create anything you see. You can create anything anybody created. That's just the point. The only thing you can't create is the thing that God has created. Your own job is to recreate what He has created, and that's creativity. I hope someone is writing down that. You are writing that down, actually. So, the only thing that God has created is what we can't recreate again. You understand? But we can recreate those things that He has created Himself. You can't create what He has created. That's the point. So, but you can recreate what He has created. So, just go to your space, have idea of what you want. So we have 4 different types of background: the plain one, the gradient one, the picture background, and then we have the combination of either of these 3. So those are the 4 different kinds of background that you see in many designs. So before we move on, I want us to also work on colors that we're using. This is design that all of us are doing together. So we don't have clients, we are the clients of ourselves. So we want to work on the color that we are going to use. I want you to drop in the comment section, what are the common colors that you know that are associated with Valentine? And then we can pick from there to work on our background. What are the common colors that you know that are associated with the word Valentine? It's going to be Valentine in the next few days, and there are colors that we are all expected to wear. You understand? If you are not wearing that color, you will look odd, or you will look too serious, or you look too hot. All right, so a lot of people are putting red and white. We have gold. Is gold truly a Valentine color? Yeah, but I can see predominantly people are just putting red and white, red and white, red and white. All right, so let me help your idea also. That is why you need to do research while you're carrying out design. In case you don't know, you can go to your Google and quickly just search what are the, you're on YouTube now, you can't really exit, but in case you are carrying out a project, you can go online and then check for colors that are that are Valentine design related. So, but we all know it is red. And I like what somebody wrote here. He said all shades of red. And that's true. There are different types of red. So red is not red until you tell us which kind of red you are talking about. Maybe it's onion red, turquoise red, ladies help us, pink red or green red, and a lot of them like that. So there are many related colors that has to do with but I think I have one that I have in my upload here. Let me go and check if I can have it and then bring it in. Then we can see, okay, fine, this is it here. So if you can see my screen right now, you see I got this from the internet. Actually, I got this image from the internet. So, and this guy is telling us that these are the colors that surrounds Valentine. You understand? We have their codes. Colors have codes. You understand? Because you begin to, someone said tomato red. That's fine. Pepper red. That's interesting. No, Nigeria people, they, yeah. I'm sure this person that wrote pepper red must be a Yoruba person. I said it. So, Fola, I know a Yoruba person feel write pepper red. All right, so let's move on. So these are colors associated or that you can find around the corridor of what we can call Valentine color that I got online. You see many of them also. But let's assume we are going to use one of these guys. Sorry, we are going to pick from these to just carry out our design. So I want to bring it to the corner here. And mind you, someone said white. I want to also emphasize on the power of black and white in color. Black and white colors are the father and the mother of colors in design. Any color that you can ever imagine of, they came from the 2 extremes of these 2 colors. If you go to study color wheels on Canva, And let me go to something. This our logo go dey move left and right. So let's click on color. So let me click on this plus sign of the colors part. You see that the extreme end here is white to the extreme. If I bring it down here, is black. So the extreme, it does not matter where you slide in this other gradient of the color. The white and black are always present. So that is to tell you that the mother and the fathers of colors, the mother and the father of color in the family of color, the two baba and mama, now white and black. So, and in every family, you will always have a father, you always have a mother. So if you are carrying out any design, you are free to use the color black and white. You may see Tochukwu or Tokumbo. Now you just laugh. Now you may see Tokumbo in one family, but you not see Tokumbo in another family. But you can always see a father in Tokumbo's family, and you always see a mother in Tokumbo's family. If you go to the extreme north, or you go to the Igbo Emeka, I can see you. So there's a father in your family, there's a mother here. There's always a presence of a father and a mother. Some family may have twins, some family may not have twins. Those are other colors. Are you getting it? But they will definitely have father and mothers. So when you're designing, always have at the back of your mind that color white, the color white is always a parental color in design. So there is no point to, let me close the color stuff. There's no point to begin to rack your brain that you can freely use white, you can freely use black in your design. When you are carrying out any kind of flyer design, it will go well with other colors. Just choose among the two. One of them will always go well. So for the purpose of Valentine, white is what we'll be considering to use in this design. But anywhere we need to bring in black, we will feel free to do so. So we are working on our background. I want us to have, can somebody suggest the kind of background you want us to use here? But me, I'm suggesting that we should just use a gradient kind of color background. Because the beauty of design is that when you can bring in what is in vogue, you hardly see a design that is just plain like this and people write. No, there's always a gradient kind of background in most designs that we are doing. So gradient kind of background, if you like it, please just put yes in the comment section. I am designing for you. I am your boy. You are my oga this evening. So whatsoever you want, I'm gonna do. Whatsoever you don't want, I will not do, so that if I mention my price, you all will pay me well. All right. So let's move on. So to add that kind of gradient color, I have white already. So let me just leave that guy as white. So I will go and then bring in shapes. Remember, I spoke about shape the other time, yesterday. Line, shapes, text, and images. Those are the things we bring here, and then you see beauty. So we are bringing the ingredients gradually. So I want to add color to my background, and then I want it to be a gradient kind of color. Fine. So I can just go to my elements here, and then I'll click on it. Then I'll come to the search bar up here. All right. So I'm going to type out shape, and then I will search for shape. So let's wait for it to load. All right, so we have different kind of shapes up here. And under graphics also, you see different kind of shapes there. But don't use that one on graphics, but use the one on shape that we have up here. So I will just click on this rectangular one here, or the square type actually. All right, so we have it here. Let me close my my typing stuff, and then I will zoom out. All right, so we have this now. So you will see that we have it as red color. It is because of the picture that we brought in. So Canva is already suggesting that what we want to do is around this color. But let's assume it's a different color. Let me put color gray. Let's assume that's what it gave us, that we have not brought in this first picture. So that my explanation can really make sense. What I want to do is to have the gradient from the down part to flow upward. Red will flow into white upward. So it's a gradient. What is gradient? Gradient is a slow migration between one community to the other. If you are in Ondo State and you are in Edo State, if you are traveling from Ondo to Edo, you see some people they call Akoko Edo. They are still Ondo State people, but they call them Akoko Edo. So these are the people around the border of Edo and Ondo states. So the same thing with color. So let's say Ondo is white, Edo is red. So the movement between Edo and Akoko and Ondo now, is where we have the gradient. There's a mixture between these two guys, and you can see it in nature. That's what I'm telling you. If you want to learn design very well, you must understand nature and you must be closer to God. You can see how God arranged it. You see people within that region, they marry themselves. So their children are like a gradient between the two states. The same thing is what is going to happen here. So for the first one, I want this guy to just, anytime your design is zooming out and then text is coming up, just slide back and then, or you close the, the keypad, and then you can, I believe anybody can do this. If you're using a smartphone and the phone is not smarter than you, you should be able to do this. All right. So let's go on. Don't mind me with my rhymes. So, and then we are going to be spreading this shape along the down part now. So I'm going to click on this side of it and drag it. I also want to click it and drag it to flush to the end of the workspace. The white space there is what we call the workspace. Anything outside it is actually just the environment for your app. But all your designs, if you are printing them out, they must be the one that you want it to come out to. It must be inside this workspace. Anything outside it won't be printed when you are saving it. Fine. So we have it here. Then I want to change the color now. But I want to pick from one of the colors that we have here from these guys. How do we do that? Select on the shape and then click on the color down there. Then you click on this plus sign. Let's assume you want to pick other colors that we have here. If you click the arrow and then you move the color up, you will see many of them. Can you see the colors here? But I don't want any of these. So I'll just tap on this plus button because I want to pick a color. Then we have something like a pencil down here. All right, so we have something like a pencil down here, close to this gradient right up down here. So tap on it. Can you see? So the picker is already available. And as I'm moving it around on the design, it will be picking different colors on which it is falling. So I think I want to go with this red color. I don't want this other one. It's too, it don't be like blood way don't they too dry. So that love no go too sweet. Let's go to the love way go sweet small. This one is okay. This love, it too dey light. It no go last. This other love here, I don't know, maybe make I call this one. I've been a love way just a form. So, all right. So let's go for this, guys. I think I just love the second one among the one I just brought in here. So fine. Then you click on done. So the color will automatically change down there. I hope you can all see what I just did now. By the time we are done with this design, I expect the best 3 students from this class, and I'm going to be rewarding them with cash prizes. So pay good attention. And don't say because you want to win the cash prize, you are not inviting your friends. In fact, let's pause here and let me just give people opportunity to go to your Instagram page, go to your Facebook page, your WhatsApp, and then write about what is going on. Put the link of this YouTube. Let people come and learn. The money in graphics design, you alone cannot finish it. I alone, I can't finish it. So there's no point hiding knowledge. I can't design for 200 million people. I won't die. It's not possible. You understand? So, and I can't design for the whole world. I cannot even design for one full state. Fine. So please just pause and then go back to go back to your social media handles and then just post about this. Use the flyer that brought you here and then let your friends join. Please, that would be nice because every one of them is doing business. Every one of them is doing one or two things that they need to learn graphics design to move on with. All right, so we have chosen a color for this gradient. And remember that I said that I want a background that the color is flowing from one end, from red to white. So for this type of background that we have already, we call this one pattern background because there's a clear separation between the white and the red. All right, so I want the stuff to actually have a shade that will now move into the next one. Let me close this my color stuff first. Then I'll pick on the shape again. Then I'm going to click on duplicate. The duplicate sign is the plus sign that you have very close to this delete or this dustbin sign that you're seeing. Close to that comment with a plus sign. I'm trying to explain because I don't really have a pointer to make you feel that way. All right, so I'll click on it, so it has become duplicated. So if I drag it, you see that it's moving everywhere. So the next thing I want to do is to reduce the size and make it flush on where this guy is ending. So I want to reduce the size and then properly place it where that other one is ending. I hope you can all see that. All right, so once that is done, I can still see some white traces there. So you can select it again and then go and use something that we call the nudge button. This place that I'm scrolling, that's where you have the tool for anything you select in your design. If I select this guy, the tool will change down here. If I select this one, it will change. So anything you pick in your design, the corresponding tool will come up down here, and that is where you will see what you can use for that design. So let me select the guy that I want to do again. So I want this one, and this time around I want to change the color to a gradient type of color. And we are moving from white, from red to white. That's up, down to up now. All right, so I've selected this, so I will scroll to where the color option is on it. So I will tap on it. Then I'll click on this arrow sign towards my right towards my right hand side, and then it will bring up other options on this guy that I've selected. So you can scroll up and then keep scrolling up until we have a color gradient somewhere. No, this is not working. Okay, let's see. No, this is not working. Let's go back again and then let me try it out. This is a practical class, and it's not a show of guru. All right, so mistakes are permitted, errors are permitted here and there, and then we can just move on. So let me go and repeat the process again. Then I want to slide up. So fine, this is the gradient. Let me show you again. Tap, select outside the workspace, come and then pick the one that you want to, effect the gradient stuff, and then click on color. Click on the arrow, let it go up. Once the arrow go up, then you now slide up, slide up, slide up. You see single color or solid colors. We call all these ones solid. Just pick anyone that you like or anyone that you eat. So I just want to go with probably this second one. Don't bother about it. Are you getting it? Then you could come and choose. Then you will have the two colors here. So I'm going to assign color to each one of them. I will click the first one. First, let me change the style. So I will choose the style that is doing a gradient from up down between two colors. So this first one is not the option. So we'll go for the second one. Can you see that it has changed? All right, so that means we will make this other color that looks like coffee or brown. We'll make it to be related to this red down, and then we'll make the other black color to be related to the white up. So I'm going to choose this one first, then choose a color picker. I believe you all remember I chose color picker the first time, and then I'll select it. Can you see that has changed the color down? Then we'll move to the next guy, please. So let's close the button first, and then we'll repeat the process. Tap on the plus button, the two color will show, and then click on the black. And this time around, we choose color picker, and then we'll just slide to where we have white on our screen. And then we click on done. So there is a perfect blend, between these two designs and then what we have up there and then the color down. We are just playing around this background. If it doesn't work at the end of the design, we will delete it and then start all over again. All right, so at times if you are carrying out design, it may not always work out the first time. It may be a game of the second time. So let me use the notch button to move this guy gradually so that we can have a good seat. So go to the notch button and keep tapping up. Can you see the white is separated? And then we can just click until we have the two of them blending. All right, fine. So I can now join these two together. Select the first one. Let me put this our logo up here. The logo needs to be there so that somebody will not go and use this video for his own content. All right, so so you click on these three dots and then you come to select multiple. Tap on it, then click on the second object that you want to add or join together. So I'm clicking on the down part now. Then you come back and click on group. Then we have grouped these two together. Close that, and you see that these two have been grouped together. So that is it. So we are done with effectively having this kind of shade of the background that is moving from red down to white. Hey, our time is fast spent, guys. This is serious. So let's move on. We need to run now. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is to begin to bring in the background is at least to a way okay and set for now. So what we'll be doing next is we want to be bringing in the text that we command Valentine that we're doing. I don't know, maybe we should delete this guy or we should put it in one corner. Maybe we'll see color that we want to use later. Let me just minimize it and put it in one corner. All right, so the next thing I want to do is to bring in the word Valentine. And this time around, I want us to do a kind of, word that is not common. This is where your creativity comes in. Remember, I told you creativity is a twist done to nature. You understand? And creativity is recreating what God has created. Are you getting it? It's recreating it. If God has created you and then you have your hand moving from, you just swing it, that's how you work. Some other people can begin to twist it in a different manner, and we call it break dance. So it's just a kind of twist that you do to what is natural first. Then that's creativity. I'll try just be simple with what we're doing so that we won't have it a more complex for beginners, kind of, and then we'll be fine to go. So if you are following me and you can see my screen up to this point, I want you to signify in the comment section. Amarachi Favor said, "You are moving too fast, sir. I am now lost. Oh my God. I'm very sorry, Amarachi. You see, we only have 3 days to do this, but the point is this. This video will be recorded and you can always come back and then watch, please. I'm very sorry. We may not be able to go at that slow pace. If you want to enjoy that slow pace learning, then you obviously just need to be among my masterclass students. That place we meet every weekend and we dissolve what is graphics design, and it is something that you enjoy for life. One payment, but you enjoy that for life, So there we can decide to start today and just do color and stop. Tomorrow we do something else, and all that. So please, you can always watch this video later on, and then I believe you will be able to grab all that we are trying to say. Yes, people can see what we're doing, and I want to use this opportunity to welcome all those that are joining currently. You are welcome on board. We are trying to do 1 or 2 things around Valentine. Red is the color and white. So let's move on. So the next thing is I want to bring in the word Valentine. But this time around, I don't just want to just come in and then type Valentine. I want to, it's just my own thinking. If we put it there and you think you don't like it, we can get rid of it and then bring in something else. See, the result that we are turning out from this design, now 2 of us get the score. So don't let me finish and then you now say Kayrand did nonsense. We all did nonsense. All right, so I'm trying to be, to be down to earth to those that are just learning. So let's move on. The next thing we want to do is to bring in the word Valentine, and I want us to do a special kind of creativity around this. Maybe this is where we will be stopping today, then tomorrow we will just now continue. But let's start first because time is fast spent. We're almost 1 hour gone. So I will go to element and then I'll go and look for what we call frame. So you type the word frame in element. We type shape before now, so it's there. So we clear it and then we put frame. Can you see that? And I want to put frame of letter V. All right, so I'm going to search for it. And then many options around what that is will come up. All right, so can you see we have many options of what that is around here. So, but my focus is on these frames. So you can decide to click to see all. And then let's see what we have there. Can you see different versions of V that we have here? Different versions of V that we actually have here. All right, so, but I want it to be a special kind of V and not just the regular V. Let me see if this guy will go well. Okay, let me put that V first. Then I will minimize it to be, something that is we can work with. Yeah, so let me put it here. Then I want to go and bring in other ones. So we are spelling Valentine, so let me go back, and then I'll go and bring back the other one. Now let me show you a trick here. When you are using Canva and you select something, you may not see the corresponding tool around here that will make you to go and pick things from elements or bring in things from your gallery, from your upload and all that. To be able to see that, you need to click outside your design space first. So let me tap outside, and then you begin to see them appear. Can you see them? All right, so let's go. Then you click on element again. So we just did for letter V. Now Valentine is, can someone spell Valentine for us here? I'm not too go school like that. I think the next letter should be A. So let me see, spell Valentine for me so that we'll be fine, please. And then we can continue from there. So, all right, I want to see the comments in the section, spell Valentine for me, good, fine, so that I can always work with what I'm seeing. So I will be moving to the next letter, which is letter A, but I want the other letter to be, just the simple letter. Let's see what it looks like. But if it's not looking fine, then we may come back and then pick something else so that we can maintain that uniformity all along. So let me pick this A. So I have this A now. All right, so I have this A. You are going to minimize it and then just bring it somewhere here. All right, so I want to go and pick the next letter. People have helped me with this my school where I know go. So the next letter is letter L. Make sure you are choosing a capital letter so that Canva will understand that you're doing a capital letter, please. So and make sure the letters you are choosing are looking similar so that you won't have too much difference. The first one is the one that only making different. The other one I want to make them regular. So let's move on. So I'm selecting the second one, which is L, and then we are going to be moving on. All right, so let me go and then check for the next one. All right, so I'm going to be doing the next one now, which is letter E. So we go to element again. You repeat the same process for everything. Just change it to E, and then we are good to go. Searching that out also. So let me go with this letter. All right, so let me be using this opportunity to welcome those that are joining us for the very first time. If this is your first time of joining us, this is Kayrand Design Academy, and we are just putting together, a 3D graphic design experience around Valentine. We want to design something that is, that is in line when it comes to flyer about this season, which is Valentine. And that is what we're trying to do. We laid foundation yesterday. You can go back and then check what we have there. And you can now join what we are doing effectively today. But because we are doing this live, just hold on to the end of the class, and then you can go back and then watch that, and then you will be fine. So I'm picking up the letters that I need, and this is actually taking serious time, but we have to just maintain doing that. So let's go on. I believe we will be fine. So guys, don't worry, let me just bring all the letters in first, then we will now arrange them accordingly when we get to that space. So the next one is I. Then we have N, we have E, so we may not need to bring in those two letters anymore. So let us just bring in I, and then we would duplicate N and E. So where is my letter I? Is guy here. So let's go on and on to get this done. So I can just pick either of these guys to serve purpose. All right, so we are almost done gradually. So we can now duplicate these two. So watch what I'll be doing here. Arrangement is key when you are doing design. Abroad is beautiful not because of anything. It is because it is properly arranged. If you fail in arrangement in your design, you have lost out. You are going to be turning out rubbish. All right, so if you are carrying out design and you want to do well with design, there are two things when it comes to arrangement that you must pay attention to, key things that you must pay attention to. You must not joke with them, especially in the place of fonts. The space between each letter is very, very important. Then the space in between each line is also very, very important. Because I am not choosing a text whereby computer will help me do equal spacing, you understand? I am bringing them in one after the other. So there is need for me to pay attention and ensure that by the time I finish arranging these guys, I have them well equally spaced. See, beauty comes because things are perfectly spaced. I give you example. You are walking down the street. The pace between your first step and the second step, because it is constant, it is equally spaced. When you are walking, people will say, yes, the girl is doing well. But let's assume you take the first pace, it is 5 centimeters, the next pace 10 centimeters, the next one 20, the next one 30. They will begin to see you like madman. Are you getting it? The same way is what is happening in design. If you are carrying out design and then the spacing that you are observing between letters or between sentences are unnecessarily becoming not uniform, then just know that you are already heading for disaster. Are you getting my point? So if you are getting what I'm saying, please just put it in the comment section. The spacing between letters is important. The spacing between lines are also important. I want to ensure that we do not exceed beyond 1 hour so that people can get involved with other things. I'm trying to make this as simple and clear as possible so that when we are done, you will understand what we're doing. Are you getting it? So that is the point. Now, the next thing I'm going to be doing is to actually arrange these guys. Is to begin to arrange them in the format that I want them to be. So I'm going to bring the first letter, which is V. I'm bringing V to the position. Just do it very well first. I just believe we are going to have, I want my letter V to be big actually. Then I want other letter to be small because that's the emphasis. It's just creativity, mind you. Another person might come and say, okay, I want the first letter to be big. I want the second letter to be, this height. Some other person can make it in form of a cone shape. The first one is a little bit tall. The next one is taller than the previous one. The other one is taller. Until you get to the height, then you begin to descend again. Another person can make them to be in form of like you are rising up. It's just creativity, guys. All right, so, but for the purpose of this design, I just want us to maintain this uniformity. The first thing is to first have them arranged this way. So the next letter is E. So I'm bringing it down. And you will notice that I'm making other ones the same height. We're making other ones the same height like these other ones. I'm first working with their sizes first before I will now work with their arrangement in terms of spacing. So the next letter is N. Let's bring it close to it. I'm sure you are going to like this design when we are done. I'm telling you nothing but the truth. I've not done this design before. I'm just doing it the way it is coming as I'm interacting with you. You can also become like me, but first you must be trained. There are things you need to understand about design. Once you know it, you are gone. Not gone like you are dying, you are gone into making money. All right, so that's the point. So let's move on. And I'm sure anybody that is seeing this, we already love what we're doing already. So, and then we have letter I. Let our letter I come closer. Okay, I still have space for it. So let's move on. Let our letter I come there. Then I think the next letter is N and E. We can duplicate our N now. Bring it here. We can duplicate our E and then bring it here. So guys, can anybody see what I'm doing currently? If you can see what I'm doing, let me know in the comment section. Yes, someone said you are gone into the world of tech. So we are doing this arrangement, and we are already 1 hour into the live session for today. The intention is to make you understand. I don't want to keep you longer than 1 hour, but I can promise you where we have gotten to tomorrow, we are finishing this design. So please, I want you to come early tomorrow, give it all that it takes. Tomorrow we might be spending more than 1 hour in case we are appearing slow. I would like to pause here today so that I can give you the privilege of going through what we have done so far. You can also replicate the same thing. People are saying I should continue. All right, now. So you can also replicate what we have done so far. And then please take note of all that I've said. If you need to watch this video again after this session, pay good attention to do it. Some of you are saving your data. The data you are saving today cannot save you in the future. Only if you know how much they were selling data 5 years ago, probably 200 naira, 500 naira. That 200 naira, 500 naira cannot save anybody today. Today, maybe a good data that will serve you to go through this video will cost you 5k or so. That 5k, I only promise you before the end of this year, it will still be useless in your hand. So please make sacrifice to go through this video. You never can tell what it will make out of you. It's all about changing destiny and then affecting lives. So we are going to be stopping here today. We were able to establish what our background will look like. We are now bringing in our text. And don't forget, yesterday I told you about basic ingredients of design. We have just 4 of them: shapes and line. We have used shapes today. We have used color today. We have used we are going diving into text now, which is font and all that. But tomorrow we'll be using other components of design and mixing all this together perfectly, bringing them in at the right time, and then putting the right quantity of each one of them is what will make this design sweet like food. I hope you enjoyed this live class, and if you do, please just put them in the comment section there. Let me see your reactions towards what we have done so far. And I want to encourage you to join early tomorrow so that we can start on time. And then I can't guarantee you that we'll spend 1 hour tomorrow, but let's see how it goes.